Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Today, I want to go ahead and introduce you to a topic on marketing, and specifically in home care, how you can go ahead and stand out from your competitors, right? So, especially in today's market where it's very crowded, right? There is a lot of competition. It's very important that you're able to stand out in order to go ahead, get more leads, get more assessments, get more clients, get more referrals, right? And even get better employees. Okay. And so this lesson, this presentation is going to explore exactly how you can attract more and essentially grow your agency. Okay. So, pretty much to go ahead and get into it, let's talk about the main challenge, right, that most home care agencies face. And that is that competitive landscape, right? With, especially in the US, there's over 30,000 home care agencies, home health, right? Even different facilities. And most of these agencies are relying on traditional methods, right? Which is marketing to the facilities, going to hospitals. And even if you're one of those, home care agencies that has those connects, you'll notice that it's getting harder to retain them, right? Because a lot of more agencies are marketing to them. Okay, so if you pair this type of competition with, the growth of agencies versus facilities, it's getting very, very hard to go ahead and break through and actually get, referral partners from these facilities. So this is where I want to go ahead and share with you guys some different things that I do for our clients, okay, that we do here at my company, Adfelt, that essentially helps them stand out at the same time, grow and get more clients without having to rely solely on this to go ahead and grow their agency. So, of course, let's address some of these common problems and then talk about how the solutions that I'll be talking about later helps to go ahead and alleviate some of this. Okay. So, first things first, right? Especially when it comes to marketing, it can be expensive and it can be a lot of time. Okay. So, we're talking about in person marketing, right? Guerrilla marketing, traditional marketing, grassroots marketing, whatever you want to call it. Paying the salary of an in person marketer, okay, is not cheap. Okay. So, we're talking about anywhere from $50,000 to $60,000 a year. Okay. And if you're looking to do that yourself, it can take lots of time, right? You're spending hours in the field, just to go ahead and hit up a couple different facilities. All right. Another thing is that, from speaking to about 200 different agencies up to this year alone, okay, a lot of home care agencies rely solely on word of mouth. Now, it's a big thing, right? That's part of, you know, uh, what you do as a service, right? The service is great. You're gonna have a lot of people referring you over, but it's not something that you're supposed to solely rely on to go ahead and actually grow the agency. And that's why a lot of home care agencies, when they come to go ahead and speak to us, they're feeling some type of revenue roller coaster, right? Because sometimes they'll go ahead and get a lot of referrals one month, and then maybe a month or two goes by, and there are no referrals that come through. So you can't just solely rely on word of mouth referrals. And of course, lastly, there are some home care agencies that we speak to that work with lead vendors, right? They buy leads from lead vendors, right? Like a Place for Mom, aging care, and they find that these leads, they don't convert at high rates at all, right? They're speaking to a lot of what we call window shoppers, right? People that are kind of just looking around, getting quotes, right? And when it comes to home care, and you have limited time, that's not the type of people you want to go ahead and speak to. You want to talk to the people that they need the care now, and want to go ahead and get signed up quickly, right? So, um, pretty much all the solutions I'll be going ahead and speaking about helps alleviate one of these symptoms or one of these problems that you're facing in the agency. Okay, it's gonna help you stand out. So let's kind of go over high level view of what we'll be talking about in this video. Okay, so number one, it's localized SEO. Now, in case you don't know what SEO is, it stands for search engine optimization, and it's just a fancy way of saying pretty much your ranking, right? You're trying to go ahead and rank your website above your competitors, right? When they ever look up home care on Google, right? Let's say you're in Atlanta. So let's say somebody looks up home care in Atlanta. Okay, we want to make sure that you are ranking number one, right? Ranking right above your competitors. Okay, so that's essentially building your online reputation. And that comes with, doing a couple things that I'll discuss a bit deeper in the video. Number two is doing ads, right? Specifically on Google. Now, ads are very targeted, meaning that you can go ahead and advertise specifically for what you're looking for. So let's say whether that you're trying to advertise more towards VA, you're trying to advertise more towards private pay, all these different kind of segments in payer sources, you can essentially do that and attract those type of people instead of just kind of generally marketing when it comes to SEO, right? And both of these have their advantages, their pros, their cons. Okay, so This is these two ways are mainly how you're going to go ahead and get inquiries, right? Getting people to go ahead and inquire, to learn, and want to go ahead and use your service. Okay. Now, this number three is going to be something called referral campaigns. This is pretty much where you're building a program around your client base to go ahead and have them incentivize you to refer you, right? Because most home care agencies are kind of waiting for their clients to go ahead and refer over to them, right? When instead, you're not just only asking here, but you're actually rewarding your most loyal clients to go ahead and refer you. And I'll dive in a bit deeper into exactly how that works. And then, of course, number four, following up. Big key thing here, okay? You can have as many leads call you, right? But if you're not calling them back or following up with them, you're not going to convert not even half of the amount that you could actually do, okay? If you're, consistently following up with them, right? So just making sure every inquiry that does come in, right, they're eventually going to go ahead and convert, okay? So let's kind of go ahead and break that down even deeper, and kind of talk about these different strategies and how they help you stand out. So out of everything I've spoken about, I have to tell you, again, out of the 200 different agencies I've spoken to, most of them are not doing this. I'm talking about 80% are not doing this at all. Okay. Even some of the bigger players that you think they'd be doing it. And if they are doing any of this, right, it's probably only a couple of them. So maybe one or two. And if they are, they're not doing it properly. They're not doing it right, which makes them a bit skeptical on this. So, and that's exactly why I'm making this video. Okay, so kind of explain exactly how this works and how you can incorporate this into your agency to make it work. Okay, so let's start with the first one, SEO. Okay, and this is pretty much what I'd say is going to be the highest form of leverage you can utilize online to get more inquiries without having to spend a lot of money on marketing. Now, as you know, paying the salary of an in-person marketer can be expensive. Yourself, the business owner, you spend time, right, actually doing things that are going to push the needle forward. Marketing to different facilities, it's very going to be expensively time wise. And then lastly, doing ads, requires money, right? Because doesn't matter whatever you put up online to go ahead and do that ad, you still need to play the platform to go ahead and run ads. Now, this here, SEO is labor intensive, meaning, it does take some time to go ahead and get there. But once you have it there, let me tell you, you can easily see the return on your investment, within the next 4 to 6 months. Okay. Now, that's going to be in the case where, you just started your agency. But if, let's say you've been around the block, you have 8 years, 10 years in the industry, you already have your website. It's kind of that, kind of that age. You can see this a lot sooner, within 2 months. Okay. And the results you can expect from this, okay, is anywhere from 10 to 20 inquiries a month that you don't have to pay for, right? They just come to you because, right here, for example, they look up home care on Google. They simply go ahead, they see you as number one there, number two, number three. You just want to be, somewhere within the top three in the first page. And they go ahead and click on your website, right? So, you can see those results very easily. And again, this is going to be something that long term is going to pay itself off immensely. Okay, so the main way you want to go ahead and do this is you essentially want to go ahead and optimize for local searches. Of course, if you're a home care agency, let's say in Atlanta, you don't want people calling you from West Palm Beach in Florida, right? You want to go ahead and make sure that you're optimizing these searches for people that are looking for home care in your area. So optimize for that. Next thing, another little tip I can give you is you want to claim and enhance your Google My Business profile. Now, there are some videos on this already online. You can even find you can find them on my channel as well, where I talk about this. And just make sure that your Google My Business page is accurate and complete. Okay, Google gives you some extra brownie points and kind of helps you rank up higher when they know it's accurate and complete. It has your website, it has photos, it has your service hours, your number works, your website works, all this different stuff, right? Google checks all this, and based off how accurate it is, they go ahead and helps build your online reputation. Okay. And then lastly, of course, you want to go ahead and publish some type of blogs or videos on your website. Okay. That basically, you want to think about it, adds another point into what people are looking for. So let's say, something you can do here is like a blog on how one of your clients was able to overcome a certain thing using your service. Some people are looking for that, right? They're looking for that maybe in regards to their relative or something. And when they look up specifically that, right, you want to make sure you're popping up there. There's other points where people can find you other than just looking for home care. Okay, so you can go ahead and post that as well on your website, on your socials. Okay, and it's going to help you start ranking higher and have more points of contact where people can find you online. Okay. So that's going to be SEO. Okay. The next thing is going to be Google Ads, making sure you're winning with that. Now, again, the benefit of this is that it's very targeted. Okay. So you can pretty much, based off, whatever type of payer source you're looking for. Okay. I generally recommend you advertise to all of them. Okay. Or have a mixture of them. But you can definitely, make sure you're leaning more towards one. So, for example, let's say you're looking for, private care, right? So private duty care. You can advertise to that, okay? Or you can also advertise to elderly, care services, whatever type of phrases people are looking up in regards into your local area. So when it comes to running ads, you can pretty much look at on the platform. They can show you based off your local area, what are people mostly looking for, and what is necessarily the cost that people are spending to go ahead and appear number one there. So this is a way you can essentially pay your way to be number one. If you don't want to go ahead and wait, those couple months to go ahead and get the SEO running and flowing. Another thing here, making sure that you are winning with Google Ads, is you want to make sure that you're using a conversion focus. Now, a conversion is simply when somebody goes from stranger to inquiry. Okay, that's kind of how it's measured in Google Ads. Okay, where it's pretty much you're getting the person, whoever does land on that page, right, to go ahead and make sure they inquire. Okay, so you want to essentially create a clear call to action, right, letting them know, hey, this is exactly what you're supposed to do if you want to learn more on that landing page. And so just so I can give you a brief example real quick, this is pretty much one that we build out for one of our clients, right? And I've showed this in one of my previous videos, and you can find out a specific video where I dive deep into how you can do this, how you can build this, and the best way to go ahead about building this based off, what we've done for our dozens of clients. So it pretty much looks like this, right? You want to make sure that it matches, okay, the ad that they're coming from. And if you notice here on the page, there is no services page, there is no about us, there is nothing else, no blog page, nothing. The only thing, this is a one-page website where the only thing they can do is go ahead and give you a call, right? Submit a form, right? Kind of telling them, hey, I'm a senior citizen. I'm looking for, for either a job opportunity or home care opportunity. My mom needs help with this. They go ahead and click to call. Okay. There's nothing else they can do on the page. They literally cannot click on anything except to go ahead and give you a call. This is what is called a conversion focused landing page. Okay. This is much different than your website. Okay. Your website, it's more informational if you want to think about it. This gets them to take action. Okay. Qualifies themselves, right, by submitting the form and then taking action to go ahead and give you a call. Okay, we don't want people getting distracted, right? Because again, people have lives, they have things to do, they have kids running in the background. You want to make sure that, they spend the time they need to kind of see, okay, they offer this, they offer 24-hour care. Awesome. Let me go ahead and give them a call. Okay, so this should take somebody maximum a minute to go ahead and kind of read through. They're not going to read through all this, I guarantee that. But they're going to get enough information when they skim over to go ahead and be like, okay, this is a good choice. Let me go ahead and give them a call. Okay. And then of course you want to make sure you're tracking, right? You're actually measuring, the effectiveness of the ads and as well as the landing page, and making sure that what you're doing, what you're advertising, is bringing you a return on your investment, right? You're seeing more money coming out than the money you're putting into the ads. Okay. And a quick little tip, I generally recommend our clients to go ahead and spend anywhere between $700 to $1,000 a month, right, on Google Ads. That way you're able to appear number one. And at the same time, you're being efficient, right? You don't want to do anything more than $1,000, just because Google can get a bit greedy and spend your money a bit carelessly. So, I would generally recommend that. So that's gonna go ahead. Now those two, SEO, Google Ads, that's gonna be essentially to help you go ahead and get more leads. Let's talk about how you can, from the leads that you're getting, you're converting them into clients. Now let's talk about how you can go ahead and essentially get more of those clients to refer you over, okay? And that's unlocking the power of referrals. Most home care agencies, I mentioned this earlier, they're waiting for their clients to be nice enough to go ahead and share a referral with them, when instead we want to be the ones that are in control of that. We want to be the ones to go ahead and push that when we need it, okay? Let's say, because seasons do tend to happen, there's less demand for home care. We want to make sure that we're still able to go ahead and get referrals to go ahead and keep up with the numbers and the goals that we're setting for our home care agency. Okay, so one of those is going to be creating a referral program. Now, a referral program, the way you want to think about it is you want to essentially create discounts or perks for every time somebody, or for every time one of your clients gives you a referral. Okay, and it can look something like this, right? So let's say um, for every referral they give you, you go ahead and incentivize them with bonus hours. Okay, so every time there's a successful referral that converts, that person gets a certain amount of hours. They get a certain amount of hours, right? So they both win at the end of the day. You can do this with private pay, for example, where obviously you control the billing, so you can go ahead and credit them on that. Or even when it comes to Medicaid or kind of waiver programs, what you can go ahead and do is kind of offer additional hours of service on top of that. So there's definitely plenty of ways that you can go ahead and play about it. We build those out for our clients based off what they're doing, the type of player sources they do. So we can go ahead and create that for you if that's something you're interested in. But you want to essentially create that referral program to go ahead and if you want to think about it, you're the one in control pushing those dominoes, right? To essentially, kind of strengthen your referral network and get people to go ahead and do this. Now, of course, not everybody is going to be ready, right? Or know somebody who needs a referral. This is where you want to constantly remind your clients about the referral program, right? Because maybe they don't know somebody now, but maybe 3 months from now, right? Or a couple months from now, a couple weeks from now, maybe, Aunt Sally isn't feeling good. Maybe she just came out of a surgery. They're saying, hey, this agency has been treating me super well. And they just reminded me about the referral program. Let me go ahead and refer over, Aunt Sally about them, right? So you're just essentially reminding them and it's kind of staying top of mind about this program so that, again, you're successfully getting more and more referrals on demand, right? And so this is kind of, you want to think about it, you can use email. It doesn't have to be manual. It can be automated, right? Where you kind of build out a template of an email and kind of send it over every 3 months, right? To, leads or your clients in your pipeline. Of course, lastly, you want to go ahead and celebrate the successful referrals that you do get, right? You want to go ahead and obviously thank them for the referrals and even in a newsletter, right? Kind of share that, be like, hey, we've had, let's say, Maggie, who has brought us a bunch of referrals. She's changed the lives of so many people, impacted this person this way. They've changed the lives of this person this way. And what happens is, one, you get to recognize, your most loyal clients, okay? And second, you're teaching your current existing clients who aren't like that how to be more like that, right? And third, people love, right? I can't stress this more than anything. Something that's, us humans, we love, just kind of human psychology is, the things that we do, we love to, one, get rewarded for it, right? Getting paid, kind of like our job, we get paid for it, while at the same time loving what we do. That's kind of like the overlap, the mixture that you want to get to go ahead and make sure that this works perfectly, okay? And you're going to see that you're able to exponentially grow with something just like this type of referral program, right? You're not just only, getting referrals, but you're making people feel good about, what they do, okay? And they're essentially changing lives. So this is, kind of the power of referrals and how that works, okay? Now, let's go ahead and talk about, I think, a very underutilized portion of home care. Okay, so once you go ahead and do get the inquiry, right? Referral aside, this is kind of when you go ahead and do get the lead. It's about being available and engaging with that inquiry. Okay, so just simply, here is a sales tip 101. Okay, the more available you are, the more you're able to go ahead and speak to more leads, and the more you're able to go ahead and convert those leads into an assessment, later on to a client, and later on get the referral. Okay, so making sure that you're able to pick up the phone 24/7, whether that is you or that is your office staff, okay, it's going to allow you to go ahead and convert more leads into clients. Okay, so availability, you're going to get more conversions. Okay. Number 2, a nurturing process. Now, as you know, whether that is private pay, VA, Medicaid, right? When sometimes people are not fully signed on in the waiver program, you want to go ahead and make sure you're having a nurturing process. Now, a nurturing process is simply when you're, having an automated sequence or a manual sequence, whatever it is, to go ahead and make sure that you're following up with leads properly, right? Not every single lead that comes in is ready to make a decision right then and there. And so what you want to do is you want to make sure that the leads that you have either spent time or money on to go ahead and get, right? You want to make sure that, they're not getting wasted. They're not getting forgotten. Their name, their phone number, their email is just somewhere in the background and they're not even being used. What you want to do is you want to have these people pretty much kind of following up with them Again, whether that's you sending out that text or you have already a template, that automatically sends that out to them to go ahead and slowly help them make the decision. Now, I recommend this process for leads that do come in less than 14 days. Okay, so they're kind of in this process during a 14-day period because they're still hot. They're still what we call hot leads, and they just kind of need a little bit of a reminder that you're there and a push to go ahead and make that decision to go ahead and work with your agency. Okay, so maybe they need to go ahead and reach out to certain family members or other guardians to go ahead and make sure that decision is done. You want to make sure, hey, every 2 days, let's say I want to go ahead and reach out to them, see if they've come to a decision, see if there's anything I can do to go ahead and have them feel confident, that we are the right agency for them. Then of course, some of these leads during the nurturing process won't convert, right? They won't be experiencing enough pain, or the person that they're looking for care for won't be experiencing enough pain for them to go ahead and feel confident in making a decision. Sometimes it's not even your agency. It can just be, they're just not in the right state of mind. They have other priorities, something along those lines. Okay. And this is where you want to go ahead and have something called a re-engagement process. Okay. This is where, maybe, you were talking to them for the last 2 weeks. They never made a decision. You let them know, hey, this is the last time we'll be contacting you. If you ever need us, we'll be here. And they haven't made a decision. So let's say a couple weeks go by, a couple months go by, maybe 2 months, 3 months. And let me tell you, things change, right? Maybe the person that they're looking care for gets better, but maybe they get worse. Okay. And so what you want to do is you want to make sure that, again, there are no wasted leads. Okay. Allows you to be a lot more profitable and a lot more and grow a lot faster. Okay. So you want to have something called a re-engagement process. This is where you're reaching out to these leads that never converted. Okay. Because again, maybe their situation changed, and go ahead and re-engage with them. Hey, Sally, I know your mom, was experiencing this and this, but you weren't maybe able to make a decision. I just wanted to follow up, see how she's been. Did you maybe hire another agency? Where's she at right now? And you never know, right? Maybe some people, they stayed the same. Maybe they got better, but maybe they got worse, right? And they're actually, you call them at the perfect time, or you reached out to them at the perfect time, and now they're saying, hey, we're ready. Can we go ahead and do the in-home visit to see if we can get this done, right? And again, no wasted leads. That's kind of the whole point of this. There's no wasted leads. And on top of that, you have a proper sales process that you're able to go ahead and convert as many inquiries into assessments and later on into clients. Okay. So just to kind of go ahead and give a quick recap into everything, kind of bring it all together, the DNA of a successful home care agency. You want to make sure, okay, you have that SEO there. Okay, you're pretty much building your online reputation so that when people are looking up for home care in your local area, they're seeing you, right? They're seeing you somewhere on the first page so that you're getting that proper traffic, okay? Here, second, Google Ads. If you want to target a specific segment of payer sources, let's say maybe private pay, VA, maybe a waiver program, a gap program, whatever it is, you want to make sure that you go ahead, you're able to do this here, because here it's a bit more broad. You're attracting a lot more people. Okay, here you're specifically narrowing it down to something specific. Okay, and you want to make sure you, obviously, the main priority here is ROI, return on your investments. Number 3 here, referral programs, right? You want to go ahead and essentially build a loyal client base that is constantly referring you over, by, of course, rewarding them for doing that. Okay, and then lastly, of course, making sure that you're available and you're constantly engaging with leads. There are no wasted leads. So again, building those, building that traffic, getting as many people as possible to go ahead and inquire, converting as many of those people as possible into assessments, into clients, and then of course, getting and retaining a loyal client base that is going to constantly keep bringing you more and more referrals, making you profitable. Okay, and that's essentially the DNA of a successful agency. And on top of that, of course, again, not all home care agencies are doing this. A lot of your competition is not doing this. So if you're able to capitalize on these, just one of these things, you're going to be way ahead of your agency. Okay. So next steps here. Okay. If you found this useful, okay, and you're looking to go ahead and implement any of these strategies, kind of need somebody to go ahead and guide you on, you can go ahead and click on the link down below to go ahead and schedule a free demo call with me or my team. Okay. We'll go ahead and analyze your current marketing, show you exactly how we implement these strategies that we talked about in this video, even different ones that I didn't mention in this video, right? Systems that we go ahead and put, essentially to go ahead and take your agency to the next level. Okay, so if you found this useful, you can also find more resources on this YouTube channel. You go ahead and click on here. See other videos that I've made diving a bit deeper into these topics if you're interested in learning about one of them. Okay, and of course, I'd recommend you go ahead and like, subscribe if you want to go ahead and keep seeing content like this. And I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Take care.